Hello there, good evening. You're now watching TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and let us begin with our top story. The opening of the new MUKAH airport will be a key factor in boosting economic opportunities and will be a catalyst for local development. Costing 450 million ringgit, the airport began operations on 17 June 2021, replacing the small MUKAH short takeoff and landing airport, Stolport, and was long anticipated by the local community in MUKAH. The MUKAH airport was officiated by the Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, witnessed by Sarawak Chief Minister, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Bangunan ini sudah menjadi impian masyarakat MUKAH dan sekitarnya untuk mempunyai lapangan terbang yang boleh membawa para pelancong dan pelawat ke MUKAH dalam pembangunan sosioekonomi yang sedang berlaku di kawasan pertengahan Sarawak, khasnya di MUKAH dan sekitarnya.
Abang Johari also emphasized that the state government has already crafted a socio-economic development plan focusing on education, tourism, and attractions, which will indirectly open up multiple economic opportunities in MUKAH.
Sebagaimana kita tahu, ini adalah kawasan rekoda dan MUKAH adalah satu daripada nod pusat kemajuan di kawasan rekoda, di mana kejadian ini sudah mempunyai master plan bagi mengembangkan sosioekonomi di MUKAH ini, berteraskan kepada satu ialah pendidikan, keduanya pelancongan, dan ketiganya sudah tentu apa yang menarik di MUKAH, termasuklah makanannya.
Abang Johari said this at the opening ceremony of the new MUKAH airport on Saturday, December 4th. He added that the government is planning to continue making such developments like the upgrading of Lawas, Betong and Kapit airports. He also expressed his appreciation to the Ministry of Transport for agreeing to build the airport, citing the socio-economic development that is forthcoming with the availability of the airport.
Now, the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM is currently rationalising the Rural Air Services or RAS provided by MASWINGS in Sabah and Sarawak. The review includes the objective of the RAS, airfares, routes, as well as the frequency of the RAS flights.
Dan pentingnya adalah kadar tambah yang digunakan, pesawat yang digunakan pakai, dan mekanisme pemberian subsidi kepada pengguna perkhidmatan ini dari masa ke masa. Ini adalah sebagai salah satu usaha kerajaan untuk memastikan kemudahan ini dapat dinikmati oleh penduduk di kawasan luar bandar pada tahap yang terdekat.
Ismail Sabri said this during the official opening ceremony of the new MUKAH airport. He also pointed out that the new airport will drive more economic activities to MUKAH.
Pembinaan lapangan terbang baru MUKAH ini pastinya akan merancangkan peluang ekonomi yang dapat memberikan impak berganda dan berangkat kepada penduduk di MUKAH serta keluarga Malaysia aman. Tambahan pula, lapangan terbang ini bakal menyediakan sokongan bagi aktiviti-aktiviti di koridor skor yang bakal menunjukkan jaringan ekonomi yang lebih efektif dan efisien pula.
For the record, a memorandum of agreement was signed on January 19 between the Malaysian government and MASWINGS, known as the Public Service Obligation for Rural Air Services. This would allow MASWINGS to provide the RAS for 40 routes from Sarawak and Sabah by utilizing the ATR-72 aircraft and the Twin Otter until 2024. For the MUKAH route, MASWINGS will be flying in and out of the district from Kuching 28 times a week, while the flights from Miri are available 7 times a week. For the Cebu MUKAH and Bintulu MUKAH route, flyers can hop on the flight 3 times a week and 2 times a week respectively.
The current rapid development in Sarawak truly reflects the close relationship between the state and the federal governments. Like being under one roof, Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said the close rapport and unity has brought about the development as desired by the multi-ethnic society and the state in line with the Keluarga Malaysia concept.
Inilah semangat yang dibawa oleh Perdana Menteri, tidak kira latar belakang, budaya, kepercayaan agama, kita tetap di bawah satu bumbung dan kata orang Sarawak satu atap, di mana perhubungan kita seerat-eratnya seperti sebuah keluarga Malaysia.
Abang Johari also thanked Ismail Sabri for bringing a lot of infrastructure development to Sarawak when he was formerly the Minister of Rural and Regional Development.
Kepada Perdana Menteri kita, Nya dan selalu datang ke Sarawak tu ketika jadi Menteri Luar Bandar. Banyak pembangunan air paip, jalan raya kampung dibawanya ke Sarawak. Thank you very much, sir, for what you have done to Sarawak.
For the first time in history, Barisan Nasional will not be contesting in the Sarawak state election. However, it will provide continuous support to the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS. He is confident that GPS can maintain its excellent result in the election this time and hopes that the people of Sarawak can continue to trust and give the mandate to GPS. Meanwhile, GPS does not need outside help in the 12th Sarawak state election because the coalition's leaders are more than capable of securing the mandate of Sarawakians. Thus, BN will not be utilizing its machinery for the election. Barisan Nasional BN Deputy Chairman Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan said if there is a need for some BN leaders to help out, they will always be there. However, at the moment, BN feels that the leadership of GPS is good enough to manage the state election and gain the trust of the people of Sarawak themselves. Muhammad also stressed that the use of the BN flag and logo are not allowed during the campaign period, whereby BN would lodge a report with the Election Commission EC if any political party or individual used the party's symbol in campaigning during the election. GPS component parties previously contested under the BN banner, but they left the federal coalition after the 14th general election GE14 held in May 2018. Now, Nicholas Kudi Jantai Maseng, the nephew of former Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS President, the late Tan Sri Dr. James Jimut Maseng, has vowed to continue his late uncle's legacy by continuing the development agenda in Baleh if he is given the mandate in the upcoming election. Nicholas is amongst the 24 new faces unveiled by GPS and will be contesting in Baleh, a seat held by his late uncle for 38 years. Nicholas Kudi, aged 36, said if given the mandate, he would continue the infrastructure development in the interior of Baleh to uplift the local standard of living. He also added that improving the economy of the rural area would be the main priority to build a better future for the people of Baleh. Nicholas expressed confidence in GPS's ability to retain the seat since the coalition has a strong and stable party machinery capable of presenting voters with the finest candidates, adding that GPS, being a stable political party, is the perfect choice to lead the state and bring aspiration to the youth of Sarawak. James Masing, who was the Deputy Chief Minister, passed on October 31, 2021 after serving Baleh for 38 years. Parti Pesaka Bumi Putera Bersatu PBB Deputy President Dato' Amar Douglas Ugah today thanked the party's elected representatives who have decided to voluntarily step down in the 12th state election. Ugah said PBB acknowledges their services that has brought countless benefits not only to the state but the country as a whole. Ugah added that senior members who are still in service will eventually step down when they feel their time is due, which indirectly opens up a spot for new candidates to fill and lead their respective communities. On the 24 new and young candidates nominated by PBB, he said this was a normal practice for PBB for every state election, citing it as a part of the party's growth. He reiterated that it is crucial for them to groom new leaders, particularly in vital decision-making when dealing with any crisis that will prepare them to face a more challenging situation along their career as a politician. Uga, who is also the Deputy Chief Minister, will be defending his Bukit Saban seat in the upcoming election after winning it in 2018. Right, on to the next update. To ease traffic congestion during peak hours from Kapit Airport to Kapit State Government Complex, the government has approved an allocation of 20 million ringgit to build an alternative road. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the issue was voiced up by Kapit Parliamentary Member Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi and it requires immediate solution to smoothen the traffic movement in that area.
Adding to that, Ismail Sabri said Nanta mentioned several allocations that are needed in Kapit. However, two issues were of the utmost importance.
Yang pertama, permohonannya untuk jalan pintas daripada airport sebanyak 20 juta. Ini untuk mengelakkan kesesakan. Saya luluskan cadangan untuk menaik taraf hospital Kapit untuk kegunaan hemodialisis untuk pesakit buah pinggang. Permohonan awal ini sebanyak 5 juta dan saya luluskan dulu.
Commenting further, he said in order to ensure that the youth in Kapit are not deprived of selected skills, the federal government through the Ministry of Rural Development KPLB will build Mara Professional College with an allocation of 97 million ringgit under budget 2022 in Kapit.
Saya difahamkan tiada fees Datuk Mahathir kali. So tidak ada fees percuma. Dan setakat hari ini bajet dah pun ada, cuma proses pengambilan tanah tadi. Ya, proses pengambilan tanah. Kalau selesai kita boleh bangunkan segera.
Youths are urged to be involved actively in the agri-commodities sector. Deputy Minister of Plantation and Commodities, Datuk Willy Mongin, stated that the sector has the potential to generate a lucrative income.
Saya juga ingin menyeru kepada golongan belia supaya golongan belia ini boleh terlibat di dalam sektor agri-komoditi, khasnya penanaman lada, koko, getah, sawit.
Willy said this during the closing ceremony of Jelajah Agri-Commodity #Keluarga Malaysia 2021 Series 3 at Kampung Anarais on Saturday. In addition to the upstream industry, Willy said youth could also partake in the downstream industry of agro-commodity, such as in tire manufacturing and rubber production, which contributes to the sector. The Puncak Borneo Member of Parliament also added that his ministry had organised Rubber Industry Transformation Project, also known as Target, to assist rubber smallholders, plantation owners and rubber traders through the establishment of cooperatives, which then buy scrap rubber directly from smallholders and rubber farmers and supply them with agricultural inputs at affordable prices. The program is expected to benefit smallholders through better selling price, in addition to the annual dividend from the sales of crib rubber.
Perjanjian Malaysia 1963 atau MA63 rata-rata menganggapnya sebagai sijil lahir negara Malaysia. Persoalannya, bagaimana kita boleh semarakkan roh dan semangat dalam MA63 ini dan bagaimana MA63 ini boleh menjadi jalan keluar kepada segala permasalahan yang kita hadapi.
Such thing as thing lah. Just go ahead and fight for it.
Jangan dipolitikkan perkara ini.
Kadang-kadang bila dengar cerita macam tu saya rasa macam terhina lah.
Kita nak apa yang dijanjikan supaya Sarawak maju, Malaysia maju.
Jangan lupa untuk saksikan eksklusif MA63 hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
Willy atau lebih dikenali sebagai pemilik Anas Popcorn telah menerima anugerah Bumiputra Business Excellence Award 2021. Bagi meraihkan kejayaan anak Sarawak ini, episod Gaspirasi Anas Popcorn akan ditayangkan khas pada 5 Disember 2021 jam 10 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
Kemana tumpahnya kuah kalau bukan ke nasi? Spotlight terus mara dengan topik darah anak seni. Adakah bakat yang ada dalam anak seni ini genetik turun-temurun ataupun satu anugerah istimewa? Pastikan anda bersama saya Aula Syahri dan juga tetamu-tetamu jemputan kita bersiaran setiap hari Khamis jam 10.30 malam hanya di TVS dalam Spotlight tanpa prejudis.
Welcome back. Now, Sarawakians are urged to continue pledging their support towards GPS in return for prolonged growth and development for the state. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said, under the coalition of GPS, which consists of stable political parties, Sarawak can continue to progress as a developed and high-income state by 2030.
Yang saya nak tekankan di sini bahawa pembangunan demi pembangunan boleh kita lakukan di Sarawak ini kerana hubungan yang akrab antara kerajaan persekutuan dan kerajaan negeri. Hubungan ini sebenarnya penting. Saya tak boleh bayangkan bagaimana saya nak membantu Sarawak kalau kerajaan Sarawak ini bertukar kepada kerajaan lain. Sukar untuk kita meneruskan pembangunan. Sebab itulah saya mendoakan dan saya juga kalau boleh warga Sarawak ni, rakyat di Sarawak, pemimpin-pemimpin masyarakat di Sarawak untuk meneruskan pembangunan ini, pastikan kerajaan yang ada ini terus dikekalkan supaya pembangunan dapat dibawa terus. Kerajaan
Ismail Sabri made the statement during the dinner with the People event, which was also attended by Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari to Nopeng. He added that GPS has the ability to maintain political stability and bring continuous development in the state for the betterment of Sarawakians. He also emphasized that the state government must always work together with the federal government to ensure more development projects in the state are implemented.
On to the next news. Sarawak recorded 104 new COVID-19 cases today with no new death cases. According to the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee SDMC, with the new cases, the total cumulative number of COVID-19 cases in the state has increased to 251,142. Of the total, 101 are of Category 1 and 2, while one case fell under Category 4 and 2 cases in Category 5. Kuching recorded 35 cases, followed by Miri with 19 cases and Limbang 12 cases. Other districts recorded below 10 cases. Additionally, no new cluster was reported. In regards to the first positive Omicron case detected in Malaysia, Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, who is also the Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister, reminded the public to remain calm until more information can be procured. He said so following the rise of increasing concerns over the threat of the mutated virus, which is claimed to be more contagious than the Delta variant.
Bila mendengar berkenaan dengan COVID-19, kita sudah berjaya menangani COVID ini dengan begitu baik sekali. Memang ada virus yang baru yang telah mutated yang berasal daripada Afrika. Tapi sehingga kita mendapat butiran yang lebih lanjut tentang bagaimana bahayanya virus ini. Kita jangan meletakkan diri kita dalam keadaan kekhawatiran yang begitu mendalam sehingga kita tidak dapat bergerak. Don't let fear come into us. Life has got to go on.
He said so when met by reporters during the Putri Santubong Musical's media conference on Saturday.
Now, the technical industry remains relevant and continues to expand in line with the fourth industrial revolution. To further empower the industry, a total of 6.6 billion ringgit has been allocated by the federal government in Malaysia's 2022 budget to train more students in the Technical Vocational Education and Training (TVET).
Bidang ini sering dipersalaherti sebagai pilihan kedua dan hanya layak untuk individu yang kurang cemerlang dari segi pencapaian akademik. Sebenarnya, stigma itu sudah lapuk kerana graduan program pendidikan dan latihan teknikal dan TVET sebenarnya kian mendapat perhatian oleh majikan.
Malaysia now has more companies that are equipped with sophisticated technology and which requires a technically proficient person to operate. Therefore, Ismail Sabri said professions related to the science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM and TVET offers a bright career for aspiring individuals, especially youths. Now, in order to secure the country's well-being and prosperity in 2022, issues relating to people, businesses and the economy must be addressed. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said the high vaccination rate is expected to help the Malaysian economy to keep moving forward and not be as affected by the COVID-19 pandemic as it had been previously.
In terms of the people's well-being, he said the government had allocated 4.8 billion ringgit to generate 600,000 job opportunities under Budget 2022 to reduce the unemployment rate, targeting for it to be below 4% for 2022. He explained the allocation is aimed at reducing the unemployment rate, which has increased since May of last year, which is now at 5.3%.
Saya rasa ini realistik kalau kita lihat sekarang ni setakat 30 November 2021 kerajaan telah berjaya mewujudkan hampir 497,000 peluang pekerjaan. Ini kalau kita lihat sasaran 500,000 ini 99.3% ya daripada sasaran kita tahun ini. Untuk tahun depan seperti yang disebut tadi sasarannya ialah 600,000. Kita telah menyediakan peruntukan yang besar untuk sasaran ini. Peruntukannya berjumlah 4.8 bilion ringgit. Programnya dipanggil Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia. Dan ada antara inisiatif-inisiatif di bawah program Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia ini adalah My Short Term Employment Program, My STEP. Ini tahun ini ada, tahun depan pun akan diadakan. Ini dari segi tawaran pekerjaan ialah lebih kurang 80,000 pekerjaan dalam sektor awam dan juga dalam sektor GLC.
Tengku Zafrul said the government had also responded to micro, small and medium enterprises' concerns by allocating 14.2 billion ringgit for the sector under Budget 2022, aimed towards rebuilding capacity and supporting the recovery of MSMEs. He also expressed his hope that all businesses, especially MSMEs, would rise again to drive the country's economic growth. The Finance Minister also highlighted that the government had given lifelines to 11 million Malaysians by channeling a total of 8.8 billion ringgit to the people through Bantuan Prihatin Rakyat BPR, COVID-19 Special Assistance and Income Loss Assistance BKP as of November 2021.
Saat ini menakutkan kita semua. Dunia seakan hilang, kosong. Detik seakan berlalu. Semua ini berlaku. Sekelip mata. Jika detik ini kembali.
Abang, nak tengok dummy bakar?
Kerana benda kecil, kita hilang yang besar. Keceriaan kembali terukir bila kita fahami keselamatan. Ianya tidak mahal, tetapi bernilai. Hidup bukan hanya tentang diri kita, tapi tindakan kita mampu mengubah dari apa yang terjadi.
Willy atau lebih dikenali sebagai pemilik Anas Popcorn telah menerima anugerah Bumi Putra Business Excellence Award 2021. Bagi meraihkan kejayaan anak Sarawak ini, episod Konspirasi Anas Popcorn akan ditayangkan khas pada 5 Disember 2021 jam 10 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
Welcome back now for some global update. A mob of factory employees in eastern Pakistan tortured and burned a Sri Lankan manager on Friday, December 3rd in a horrific attack that Prime Minister Imran Khan said brought shame to the country. A police official in the eastern town of Sialkot, who spoke on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the case, said investigators believe the attackers had accused the manager of blasphemy for tearing down a poster with Islamic holy verses.
इस वक्त तक तकरीबन 50 के करीब लोग गिरफ्तार हो चुके हैं। सीसीटीवी जो फुटेज है वो निकलवाई जा रही है ताकि उसकी मदद से उन लोगों की शिनाख्त।
Khan condemned the killing and said he was personally overseeing the investigations and said those guilty would be punished.
बर्बरियत है इसका इस्लाम से या मोहम्मद अरबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की सीरत तय्यबा से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है और मुल्क भर के उलमा व मशाइख इसकी मजम्मत करते हैं। पाकिस्तान उलमा कौंसिल इसकी भरपूर मजम्मत कर रही है। तमाम मकातिब फ़िक्र के उलमा व मशाइख ने इसकी मजम्मत की है। वज़ीर आज़म पाकिस्तान मोहतरम जनाब इमरान खान साहब ने वज़ीर आला पंजाब को हिदायत दी हैं और कि जो भी मुजरिमीन हैं उनको फौरी तौर पर गिरफ्तार किया जाए और इंशाअल्लाह वो अपने इंजाम को पहुंचेंगे। इस हवाले से पंजाब पुलिस के जो है वो कार्रवाई कर रही है और ज़राए इबलाग के ज़रिए वो भी जो है इंशाअल्लाह कौम के इल्म में आएगी। मैं इस मौके पर श्रीलंका की हुकूमत, श्रीलंका की अवाम और बिलखुसूस उस मैनेजर के जो अहले खाना है उनके साथ ताज़ियत का इजहार कर।
Two hippopotamuses at Antwerp Zoo have tested positive for coronavirus, the zoo said on Friday, December 3rd, in what they say is a first confirmed case for the species.
Imani and Hermaine were only suffering mild symptoms, including a runny nose, but have been put into isolation, and their keepers, who have tested negative, are taking extra precautions, including face masks and frequent testing. The cause of the infection is unknown, as none of the keepers have recently had COVID-19. The zoo said they believe it was the first known case of coronavirus among hippos, though there have been confirmed cases in apes and felines. In June, a lion in an Indian zoo died of COVID-19.
An aquarium in Budapest, Hungary, has set out to spread Christmas cheer for their 4 sharks, various fish, and customers by dressing their divers as Santas. The festive divers at Tropicarium descended into the aquarium tank in a shark-proof cage to feed the sharks.
Ez egy különleges dolog, ugye a látogatóknak is egy nagyon élvezetes látvány, ugyanis mikulások vannak a víz alatt, ami nem szokványos, illetve az állatoknak is érdekes, meg kell szokniuk azt, hogy teljesen más ruhába vagyunk, nem búvárruhába.
The divers also installed a small Christmas tree at the bottom of the 1.4 million liter aquarium and decorated it with shells. There is said the tradition started a few years ago, though they usually knock over the tree quickly and then divers have to keep adjusting it.
Fát is érdeklődve körül szokták úszni. Néha-néha éjszaka felborogatják, feldöntik, hogy neki mennek, akkor leszoktunk menni, és akkor visszarakjuk a helyére. Illetve ugye díszek vannak rajta, és ezeket a díszeket néha a halak leszokták csipkedni, és azokat is vissza kell helyezni.
On top of that, the 4 sharks and fish also receive extra food for the holiday season. The Christmas tree stays in the aquarium until the end of the season, keeping both fish and divers busy. Now, if you were to fall in love, don't, because everything that falls gets broken. That's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Good night.